I have just really, as I've gotten older, lost my tolerance for people who are dysfunctional. And, there were times when I was younger that I would make plans with people and change them when something better came along, or I got mad at my husband. I didn't know how to handle it, and I threw dishes out of exasperation, just broke some dishes on the floor. Um, there were times when I would feel like very lonely in my marriage and I took Vicodin. I had ways of dealing with things that were not the best. And as I've gotten older and worked to on my own stuff and become really seeking to be intentional, non reactive, kind, consistent, and above all, keep my word, show up. Um, I have really expected more of other people around me. I have come to expect people who want to be in my life to keep their word first and foremost. And I keep catching myself letting people into my life who don't keep their word. People who don't keep their word have a lot of other problems besides not keeping their word. There's usually a lot of drama around people who can't remember their promises, their appointments, and uh, do what they say they're going to do. They either intentionally forget or their life is so full of chaos that they're unable to remember everything that's going on. And then there are also people who want to just be rude and mean. They're on YouTube. They want to leave comments here. And I just have a no bullshit zone anymore. Like, if if anybody wants to be rude, I just block them. If anybody makes an appointment with me that they blow off, they can no longer have access to me. Let alone people who are alcoholics or borderline personality disorder, or who feel like they can just call me up to vent and dump all their problems on me. Like, I don't, that's why I stopped talking to my sister. That's why I eliminated friendship with one of my friends. And some of these people are actually a lot of fun. But I can't, I don't want to be around people who haven't worked out their bullshit, especially if they're in their 40s and 50s. And there are people like that walking around, women like that walking around. And sometimes these people bring other bad people into my life. I'm thinking about last year for my birthday. Um, I I had an incident where I experienced what I think this woman did have borderline personality disorder, and I saw it in live action. What happened was I had a friend, again, I don't allow any women into my life who are financially incompetent, who bring men home like stray cats, who are alcoholics, who have unstable living situations. I did a few years ago, I had to clean out my women friends. I would have female friends who were very soft and feminine and sweet. Because I think they reminded me of my mother, but some of them had so many dysfunctions. Like this one friend I had, she was very sweet. She was a mom, single mom, and she still lived with her mother. She had a lot of trauma in her childhood, but she was very sweet and interesting, so I would hang out with her. One time she came over here and she brought one of her friends along, and this friend seemed super cool. Let's call the friend Amy. Amy was super cool. Um, and a few years later, Amy contacted me on Facebook when I was still on Facebook. And she had started a new business. She was doing massage, actually, therapeutic massage, and asked me if I wanted to come for a massage. So I'm like, sure, I'll come for a massage. She did give me a massage. I went to her office. She had rented a space for her massage in a nice professional building. Um, but she was kind of weird. because when I changed for the massage, she didn't leave the room, and that's what they're supposed to do. And I'm like, well, she's just staying in there because we're friends. And then after the massage, when I went to get changed, she didn't look at my body, but she didn't leave the room, which was kind of strange. And then she laid on the massage table and started stretching, which was really weird. But I'm like, maybe she's just self-expressed, because the friend who brought her over was into like tantric dancing and orgasmic movement. And I'm like, maybe this woman is just more self-expressed and I'm really uptight. I don't know. And then we had made plans to go somewhere for dinner afterwards. So we went to a local restaurant, really nice restaurant, and everybody in there knew her. They were so excited to see her, the hostess, the bartenders. We sat at the bar and ate, and everybody loved her. And she was so, just this yoga person who does massage. I would say she was probably in her early 50s. She was a mom, recently divorced. And I'm like, this is kind of a cool person, very self-expressed, and everybody likes her. She's got this wonderful personality. Um, and But she had problems with her daughter also. There were a lot of problems, and there was a bad situation with the ex, but I overlooked all that. And I thought she's really cool. And it was just a few days before my birthday. So I said, why don't you come to my birthday party? And she said, well, I don't know. I'm going to a massage class. I have an advanced massage class, for my professional development. But then the morning of my birthday party, she texted me and said she wanted to come. And she sent me 2 pictures, which was weird. She sent me a picture of herself, like, I don't know if she was going to one of those tantra parties, but she was kind of like half undressed or something. And I didn't know what to make of it. I'm not into women. I wasn't trying to date her. I'm like, well, maybe this is just how she is, and whatever. She comes over here, and that's when I had those, hired those 2 male strippers. And she came over here kind of provocatively dressed, which kind of threw me off, but I'm like, whatever, she's just self-expressed. And she starts really like going after it with these stripper guys, like really like flirting with them and stuff. And then she takes her top off. And I was like, okay, we're all dressed, everybody's dressed, but she's got her top off and she's got her breasts hanging around. And she's having a little bit to drink and having a good time. And I'm like, well, it's my birthday party, whatever. It's all ladies here, so let her be how she wants. And then it was time for us to go. I had rented a like an Uber, but it was like a nice Uber to go to the escape room where we were going to go next. But I want to share something else. That morning, because only 1 or 2 other people were going to go with me to the escape room, I had canceled the Uber and I was just going to drive. And I let the 2 ladies know who were going to the escape room that there would be no Uber driving us, that we would be driving ourselves, because I just didn't have enough people who wanted to go. And Amy let me know that she had really looked forward to the Uber. That was a main thing she was looking forward to. I thought it was a little rude because I'm paying for it. It's my birthday. But I'm like, well, I did promise, so I kept the Uber. And right before the Uber comes, my other friend, my really good friend, let's call her Stacy. Stacy is a good, solid friend. She said to Amy, I'm not planning on going to Shahrazad's escape room. I have to go home. My kids are waiting for me. But are you going with her? Because if you're not going with her, I will go with her. It's her birthday. And Amy got very offended. Why are you asking me my plans? It's none of your business. And then she calmed down. So I'm like, whoa, she's a little reactive. But okay. Anyway, it gets worse. We get into the Uber, and I guess I called her Amy. She's not American, by the way. She's like a different ethnicity. Anyway, I'm just calling her Amy. So, Amy, now remember, it's my birthday. I paid for the strippers. I'm paying for the Uber. And I think I also paid for the escape room. And she says, let's play some Turkish music. And I don't like Turkish music. My dad played that when I was growing up. He loves Turkish music. It's just not my thing. Sorry, guys. I wasn't even going to ask the driver to put on any music, but if it had been my choice, I might have played blues or country or disco or oldies or rap. So I said, Amy, I don't really like Turkish music, and she got very offended. So I said, fine, we can play some Turkish music. Let's just see how I like it. Now remember, it's my birthday. So I asked, now she wants the driver to put the Bluetooth on, and he was having trouble with it, and she was getting very irate and very upset. And now I'm trying to calm her down. I don't think she was drunk, but I'm trying to calm her down. I don't really want the Turkish music, but I'm willing to listen to it to get her to calm down. And the driver's trying to get her to calm down. She's very upset. She's calling the driver incompetent for not being able to put the music on. And I've never been around anyone like that. That's why I didn't get it at all. I was just like, I'm just used to being able, like, if I'm calm, I can calm someone down. But it wasn't happening. So we're driving, and we're like 3 minutes into the drive, and I asked the driver to pull over so we can finalize the situation with the Bluetooth and the Turkish music and get her calmed down so we can go. We have a long way to go to the escape room. So I asked the driver to please pull over. Remember, I hired the driver, I'm paying the driver, and I'm trying to get the Bluetooth on for her. So I'm like, could you just pull over so we can get this Bluetooth on? And Amy gets so upset. You think you can tell him what to do just because you paid for it, just because it's your birthday? You think you can tell him to pull over? She was just getting more and more irate. So when the driver pulled over, I wanted her to get the hell out of the car. But I'm not going to ditch her. We had pulled over to a gas station. I'm not going to ditch her. At this point, we were like a 5-minute drive from where I live and where her car was. I'm not going to just ditch her. So I said, I said, you know what? You're not going with me to the escape room. This is not okay. And I asked the driver to drive us back to my place and take her to her car. Now the driver thought she is a really good friend of mine. He didn't know I had just met this lady like a couple days before. I didn't even know her. And he's trying to see if he can keep the deal going to get us both to the escape room. I said, no, just drive us back. Now Amy gets even more upset. She starts yelling at me. Now, surprisingly enough, I was very calm. I didn't feel threatened. I didn't feel like she was going to hit me. And I surprisingly stayed very calm. I don't know how I did it. I didn't freeze. There was no freezing. I got my phone out. I was actually inwardly very calm. I got my phone out and I started recording her rants and kept texting them to my friend as like, you will not believe what is happening. I have never in my life before or since been exposed to this kind of vitriol. So here I'm sitting and she's turned this way and she's yelling at me this far from my face. You're such a bitch. Everything is about you. It's just you. Like she's going on and on and on and ranting and ranting. And I figured to calm her down, the best thing I can do is say nothing, because I don't like to engage with toxic people, and I didn't really want to escalate anything. So I'm just like sitting there, and she's just yelling and yelling at me. Now we pull into my in front of my house, and she doesn't want to get out. And now I am agitated. Now I'm pissed. I feel a little bit helpless. I feel a little bit threatened. I feel pissed because she will not get out of the car. She's refusing to get out of the car. So the driver tells her, and we took her right to her car. Oh, here's the other thing. So when we pull in, I'm pointing the driver to where her car is. Now, when I point, I make sure I don't point at people's face or in their face. So I pointed to where her car is, but I'm like pretty far from her face. Oh my God, she got so pissed. Don't point that finger in my face. Anyway, then she refused to get out of the car. And the driver was pretty good. He told me later he has a responsibility that he can't just leave people anywhere. He has to make sure that they're in a safe location when they exit his vehicle. And he told her that he would come back and get her. He kind of lied. We both lied to her just so she would get out of the car. So she finally gets out of the car. I think she wanted a cigarette or something, and we drive off. And he and I are finally rid of her, and we're driving to the escape room, and we're just kind of talking, and I explained to him I didn't really know her, and then we get concerned about her, and he gets concerned about her especially. He's concerned that what if she's drunk and she's going to drive? And I'm concerned about that too. So I text her. I don't remember exactly what I texted her, like, please be careful with your driving. I hope you're okay. I don't remember what she said. Went to the escape room, had a great time, had dinner with my friends. I came home. When I get home, there's a text from Amy. It was so fun at your party. I hope you had a really nice dinner. Really looking forward to seeing you again. Like, none of this stuff had ever happened. I just was just like, like, is this for real? And I just texted her and I said, the way you behaved was completely inappropriate. I never want to hear from you again. Please, please get some help or something. And I just blocked her. Now, the way she shifted her mood so quickly, I don't know what it was. I don't think she was drunk. I think that probably is borderline personality disorder, or I don't know if it's alcoholism. I have no idea what that was. But that's the kind of bullshit that's out there. And she's a single woman out there looking for men to date. So, guys, she's all yours. I don't even know where I went in with this video, but I have zero tolerance for, well, that was just so extreme. But there's other stuff that people do, like the guy that kept saying he wanted to take me out on a date and canceled 2 dates for work, supposedly, but it was all bullshit. Or, the other day I had a Zoom call scheduled with a couple people, and one of them decided to be a no-show. And when I called her out on it, she sent me like 6 nasty emails. A woman in her 50s. I don't entertain dysfunction. If someone has a drinking problem, a mental health problem, go get help. I'm sorry, I'm not a rescuer. I don't want to be your therapist. I'm not a rescuer, and I'm done. This time in my life, dealing with people who are struggling with just basic elements of interacting. I don't want to carry your burden that you're not willing to fix. I have some friends right now going through a separation, friends of friends going through a separation because one of the people is an alcoholic. And the sober person got tired of being yelled at in 1 second, you know, like the alcoholic person will yell for 1 minute and then go in and want to have sex. And the person's like, no, you were just yelling at me. Like, get the fuck out of here. And I'm done with your bullshit. So I think this person's going to go get some help now, but we'll see. I wouldn't even deal with that one time. If you're going to get drunk and forget what you said, you can just move along. The point of this video is there are a lot of very wounded people out there, and there are a lot of really fabulous people out there. And fortunately, I have dealt enough with very healthy people that the difference is easy to spot now. And what I've worked on for myself, and what I really look forward to working on with my therapist further today, is the codependency part. The codependency part is when I overlook your dysfunction and think it's okay to be treated in a certain way, to be yelled at, to be ghosted, to be blown off, thinking I can fix you, thinking I can rescue you, thinking that I have to be okay with what's happening, not even realizing that I have a choice, that I choose to engage, that I choose to stay, and that I even find this attractive because it's normal to me. I'm done with all that bullshit. So for me, like, different people have different healing journeys. Maybe for some of you, it is your journey to help people who need help. That's not my journey now. My journey now is be a tree in a forest. I'm a tree in a forest. You have to be a tree in a forest. If you start leaning on me, you got to get the fuck out of here. That's it. So that means people who leave comments here, vomiting basically their own bullshit on my comment section, they're blocked. People who don't keep appointments, blocked. People who, are alcoholics, not invited into my life. People with borderline personality disorder, I don't want to be with them. I have a friend who has borderline personality disorder. I have avoided this friend. I don't want to deal with that person anymore. Now that I know how badly it's affected their marriage, I've just avoided her. I don't want the drama. I don't. There is good therapy available. I'm really happy with my therapist. There's good therapy available. There is no need for any of us to seek out relationships that cause pain, or to allow people that cause pain or destruction or chaos or drama into our lives. This is a no drama zone. No drama zone. If I want drama, I'll watch a crime story on YouTube. That's how I get my drama. I don't want it in real life. So at the age of 61, I've gotten to the point where this is a no drama zone, a no bullshit zone. And, anybody that wants to come on my page and dump their anger, gone. Anyone that wants to come into my life and take me out on dates, no thank you. You can pay a deposit. I don't even know that you're going to show up. Fortunately for me, I do have a circle of people that I trust. It's not like I'm just all walled off. I have a circle of people I trust. And some of those are men. There are men in my life that I trust. They're not trying to take things from me. There are women in my life that I trust. So, that's good. And I think we have to be really careful who comes into our life. And I told you that story about the woman because she seemed so sweet. And she came into my life through a friend of mine who was wounded. Sometimes they always say you can meet people through your friends. If your friends have wounds, they're going to bring wounded people into your life. So wounded people, I have to keep them at arm's length. I just don't want them that much involved in my life because I like a drama-free zone, and That's why I think I would make a terrible coach, actually, because I have very low tolerance for drama and other people's drama, and I don't want to heal other people's pain. So I know I have that coaching website. I have to rethink what I want to do because I really don't want to hold space for other people's pain. Um, that's not my journey. My journey right now is having healthy boundaries, and my journey right now, maybe one day I will be a coach, but right now I can be there for my friends, but I don't want to heal people I don't know. I don't want to hold space for other people's pain. Right now, I want to just be surrounded by people who are actually healthy. That's what feels right for me right now. To only be surrounded by people who are emotionally and mentally healthy, who act with honor and integrity and accountability. And anybody else, I don't, I don't want to be around. I just don't. So that was a long ass video. Okay, so thanks for watching, you guys, and keep working out. I'm getting super strong. I'm gonna upload some more workout videos. We took some more today, so thanks for watching my video.